the wild woman. Who, since Jesus, has stood up for the wild woman? Who has let her wash their feet with her hair? Who has met her scandalously at the well? Clarissa Pinkola Estes says, I'll tell you right now, the doors to the world of the wild self are few but precious. This practice is a doorway back to your wild self. And hang on, ladies, this is a practice to awaken your sexual vitality. So let's begin in simple sitting cross-legged. Let's begin to get grounded and bless our bodies. So breathing here, seated cross-legged, just begin to hold your hands open and breathe into the palm of your hands and sway back and forth really softly. Inhaling, leaning forward, exhaling, rocking back. And bring your palms of your hands into the motion and begin to move your whole arms into the motion. And imagine that you were taking a little bird bath. So dipping your hands into a pool of pure water and then dropping it down over your head, over your shoulders. And just do it like this, inhaling, exhaling. You can close your eyes and just follow the rhythm of your breath. Inhaling, exhaling, blessing your body. Raising your hands over the crown of your head, slowly brushing them down your hair, down the back of your neck, and then over your shoulders. And then holding yourself right at your heart. Just breathing here. We're awakening this energy that is holy, this life force, this spark. The wild woman isn't afraid of who she is. She's not afraid of her feminine wholeness. She's not afraid of pleasure or desire. Everything is a pathway to God. Let's do some pelvic rocks, placing our hands on our kneecaps. Inhaling, rolling the front of your pelvis forward, drawing your heart forward and bringing your gaze towards the sky, and then exhaling, rocking all the way back, rounding through the spine, drawing your chin towards your chest, and repeating just like this, opening on the inhale, rounding on the exhale. Opening on the inhale, smiling with the lips, rounding on the exhale, letting the smile into the heart. Opening and rounding, rocking the pelvic bowl, breathing into the pelvic bowl. This practice is so good. It is so healing and strengthening to this part of our body. By bringing our attention and bringing these movements into the pelvic bowl, we're sending energy and oxygen-rich blood to these organs, our reproductive organs. This part of our body that often goes neglected. We're bringing love there, attention there, life there, well-being there. Let's move into some heart circles, grounding through our sits bones, our seat, really staying rooted to the floor, and just beginning to circulate through the rib cage into wide circles around your pelvis. Start off really wide and slow, like big moon circling around and around the heart. Then play with varying the speed, maybe drawing the circles in tighter, speeding up the circles, and then switching directions. Drawing this beautiful circle of love around the heart. Continuing to draw the breath deep into the pelvic bowl, spiraling the breath and the energy deep within the source, the wild woman within us, awakening her. Now sitting tall, raise both arms up to shoulder height and then lengthen through the fingertips. Rest your left palm on the earth, relax your neck completely to the left, and extend through your right fingertips. Really feel the stretch along the right side of the body, anchoring the right sits bones into the floor, relaxing the muscles of the neck, of the jaw, and breathing here for 3 breaths. Inhaling to rise up, arms out into a T, and then coming into the stretch on the opposite side, resting your right palm on the earth, relaxing your neck, extending your left fingertips way up to the sky and then over, past your right palm above you. Feel that stretch through the rib cage on your left. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, feeling really connected to the ground, especially with that left sits bone. And then breathe. 2 more breaths right here. And let's come now into tabletop. Take a few cat-cows on your own. Just make them really sensual and fun and delicious, and find what feels really good in your body right now. Keeping that sweet, sweet, blissful smile on your lips. And breathing in, continue to bring your awareness and the energy into the pelvic bowl. Giving permission to the wild woman to awaken. That she is holy. She is welcome here. She is loved by Jesus. Now come up and sit on the back of your heels, buns resting on heels, toes planted into the floor, the soles of your feet really grounding into the floor. And sit up here, raising your arms tall, interlacing the fingers and stretching your arms all the way up to the ceiling, relaxing your shoulders and breathing in to the feet. Feel this life force within you, this well, this source deep within the pelvic bowl. And it's come to standing. We're going to move our body here and shake it out in whatever way feels good. So we can vibrate through our legs. We can do some really primal dancing. We can do some movements through the arms, some shaking through the wrists, through the fingertips. We can do some more hip circles, some more heart circles. Just shake it out and let your skin be really loose here. Let your jaw be loose. Let your shoulders be loose. Allow the vibrations to be carried all throughout your body and especially into your pelvic bowl here. As we're moving, we're feeling, we're enjoying ourselves. We're awakening something alive and wonderful within us. Now let's step our feet wide into goddess pose. Toes are angled out towards the corners of your mat. And really be active through the feet, be active through the legs. Feel the strength in your thighs. Feel your glutes. Allow there to be a lot of space between your shoulders and your ears. Find that nobility and the length in your spine, reaching the crown of your head up, chin parallel to the floor. And just allow your arms to dangle here. We're going to do some pulsations here, just bouncing a bit, bouncing the tailbone down, keeping your knees over your ankles, pulsing your seat up and down, feeling the heat build. Now come into a deep goddess squat. Arms in cactus arms, fingers spreading, energy out the fingers, energy through the legs. Inhaling, arms come up. Exhaling, arms sweep all the way down into wide-legged standing forward bend. Turning your feet parallel to one another. You can interlace your fingers behind your back, keeping just a little tiny bend in your elbows as you widen across the chest. Really roll the shoulder blades back behind you, maintaining the length in your spine, hinging at your waist, folding forward, bending your knees if you like here. Just get really deep into this forward fold, just releasing the spine. The goal here is to let it feel really good on the spine, really allowing it to release and surrender. Let your head hang heavy. Feel your neck relax and just breathe here for 5 breaths. And with the breath, move organically into a gentle sway, a small sway at the beginning, just staying here, folding forward, and let the sway build into what becomes Skandasana. So you can step your feet wider apart here, with your toes angled towards the front corners of your mat. Bend one knee deeply and straighten the other leg, and then bend the other knee deeply. And just move back in here through Skandasana on the right, on the left, and then choose one side and breathe deeply for 3 breaths, bringing your awareness to the pelvic bowl. Exhaling deeply. Exhaling so deeply. And inhaling, switch sides, come on to the other side, allowing the sits bones to be low, to be anchoring you towards the earth. Breathing, exhaling deeply. Now, from Skandasana, we're going to move into downward dog. So find your downward dog, find your playful downward dog, and we're going to do something really fun here. We're going to find a figure 8 through our hips in our downward dog. So you don't have to think about it too deeply. Just begin to move your hips in what feels like a figure 8. And you do this by really drawing in the muscles of the belly, working with the muscles in your core to move and shift and shape your whole body here. Letting the energy, this infinite symbol, the figure 8, the infinity symbol, really speak to every cell of your body to awaken it from the source and let that vital energy run up from the root place all the way into the belly, the heart, the lungs, the throat, and in to the crown of the head. You can vary the speed and how big your figure 8s are. Just be playful with it. Change directions. And just really get into feeling this energy and where it originates from. Just honoring this energy. Welcoming this energy. Welcoming the wild woman. And on an inhale, come onto your toes. And on an exhale, root the heels into downward dog. And on an inhale, lower the knees to the earth. Continue the inhale with the arms sweeping above your head. And on an exhale, come through tabletop. And then back into downward dog. Inhaling the right leg up into 3-legged dog. Coming into scorpion here or wild thing. Opening up through the hips, through the heart. Through the whole back body, just letting it be so blissful here, so free. Breathing in, and then exhale, make your way back to downward dog. Continue the exhale, knees lowering to the floor. Inhale, arms come up wide, praising, celebrating, smiling the heart and the lips. Exhaling, hands come down, come through tabletop. Downward dog, inhaling the opposite leg into three-legged dog. Taking your scorpion or wild thing here and just enjoying it. Letting this be a celebration of you, the wild woman, the divine feminine within you. And exhale, come through downward dog. Come down onto your knees and find a comfortable sitting place. So you can stay in hero's pose, or you can come into cross-legged pose. And just bring your hands to your low belly. Thumbs resting over your belly button. Index finger, middle finger resting on the pubic bone. This triangle we're forming with our palms. Drawing our attention here, breathing into the belly, into the pelvis, the whole pelvic bowl. Gathering up all the goodness of our practice, all the joy, all the gladness, and letting it just imprint right here in this part of our body, our female body, that often gets associated with pain or sadness or numbness. Let's bring all the gladness and the joy and the energy and the nourishment and the life of our practice that we've cultivated in these last 15 minutes, and let's bring it right here to bless and to nourish this space, the root source. Now make your way into Savasana. If you want to pass through some movements like a gentle twist on either side, go for it here. Listen to your body, give your body what it needs. And then I'll meet you in Shavasana, really surrendering into the earth. The wild woman, who since Jesus has stood up for the wild woman, who has let her wash their feet with her hair, who has met her scandalously at the well. Jesus loves the wild woman. Jesus is for the wild woman. Do not be afraid to awaken her. The world needs her. The world needs her passion, her desire, her courage, her brazenness. Rest here and know that there is a door to this world of the wild self. And the door is through your feminine body. In the book, Women Who Run with Wolves, Clarissa Pinkola Estes says, when women hear these words, an old, old memory is stirred and brought back to life. The memory is of our absolute, undeniable, and irrevocable kinship with the wild feminine, a relationship which may have become ghosty from neglect, buried by over-domestication, outlawed by the surrounding culture, or no longer understood anymore. We may have forgotten her names. We may not answer when she calls ours, but in our bones we know her. We yearn towards her. We know she belongs to us and we to her. May this practice awaken the wild woman in you. And may you know that this woman is so loved by Jesus, that she belongs in this world, and that she is needed in this world. Grace and peace. peace, dear wild woman.